What's up guys, Intentional back with yet another video, and we're going to dive back to the ocean and look at 5 crazy sea creatures. So without any further ado, let's just hop into it. Coming in at number 1, we have the red handfish. These guys are found in Australia and are sadly pretty rare and even listed as critically endangered. These slow-moving fish prefer habitats with various formations to avoid predators, more than likely because they simply can't outrun them. And I did say run. That's right, these guys use these little hands to actually move around, and don't swim much, if at all, preferring to walk instead. I personally find them pretty creepy. I mean, imagine if you walked out in your kitchen to get a snack and you see this thing walking around. You would think it was a freaking alien. Coming in at number 2, we've got the sarcastic fringehead. A fairly normal looking fish, very hardy, and growing up to 12 inches long. The sarcastic fringehead gets its name due to its aggressive territorial behavior, and its predator mouth. Yes, this thing opens up wide and shows its colors, literally. Their mouths are used in territorial battles against one another. By pressing their mouths together and seeing whose mouth is bigger, they establish which one is the more dominant one. Now, if you were diving and saw this thing open up at you, you're bound to turn around and run. And right when you do turn around, you come face to face with number 3 on our list, the chimera fish. Now, technically not a singular species, and actually a family of fish closely related to sharks, the chimera family can be found as far down as 8,500 feet, with a few found in shallow waters at 660 feet. These deep-sea ghost sharks are fairly rare and much is not known of them. What is known is that they use their specially developed snouts to use electroreception, a biological ability to perceive electrical stimuli, either by sensing other animals' bioelectric fields, or by the animal itself forming an electric field around it and sensing distortions within the field. Although pretty cool looking, I'd assume one would be scared as well and try to swim up to get away. However, your foot seems to be stuck in something, and that something is coming in at number 4. We have the Venus flytrap anemone. Now, you might be thinking that the developers got pretty lazy and just copy-pasted this from the land DLC. However, this anemone is a bit different from the Venus flytrap that we know. They can grow up to be 12 inches, although this does kind of rely on how much food is available. And they mainly eat up floating food particles, but can close up and use its stinging tentacles to hold prey down as they eat. Now, let's just forget the fact that these guys are mainly found in the 3,000 foot to 6,000 foot range, and the chances of one of these guys actually holding onto your foot is near impossible, although you might get a nasty sting. Coming in at number 5, we have the nudibranch. Now, I don't really have an elaborate way to add this, but I could just start out by saying these animals really don't look like they belong on Earth. Bright and colorful nudibranchs are essentially the crazier cousin to the slugs that we know, but without the protective layer. Instead, these guys opted for other defenses, and this is where all the crazy anime spikes come into play. You see, there are many different types of nudibranchs, each having their own way of delivering chemicals that leave a sting or a nasty taste for whatever is trying to eat them, which is why they are so brightly colored, to warn others that they are dangerous and to just stay away. And if you're asking if you can get one of these guys as a pet, you actually can. Although it is considered tough to keep because, number 1, you need a marine tank, and 2, most of the time there simply isn't enough food to sustain them, and they usually perish a few months after getting one. And on top of all that, some people actually consider these guys pests in their tanks, because they do eat coral, so if you have coral, you probably don't want to get a nudibranch. It's just something to consider if you are actually wanting to get one of these guys as a pet.